So we've been told, and they did the poll in this Forbes August 7th, 26 article, that Americans think we need about $1.46 million to retire. I don't have anything close to that, do you? We have been through terror and horror movies most of our lives. Started with Freddy and then went to Jason and Chainsaw Massacre and all the other ones that are now pop culture icons. But with that said, the scariest thing I've heard is that 1.46 number. Come on, people. You don't know how I live. You don't know how much I need. Who the hell thinks they need who the heck thinks they need $1.46 million before they can consider retiring? Tell you what I've done is I've crunched some numbers. I know how much I need. Do you know how much you need? Let's talk about this, because I'm going to tell you exactly how to figure that out, because you're going to be surprised that you may actually be able to retire tomorrow if you chose. The problem with this number is they can't know how much you need. No, the average American's got not a clue what you need every month to live. And this is your housing, whether it's rent or mortgage. This is your utilities, your food, your clothing, your transportation, your homeowner's insurance, your renter's insurance, your car insurance, your child support if you're still paying that, and on and on and on. Only you know exactly how much that is. And it's time you formalize that knowledge, because you're going to need to know that in detail to figure out if and when you're ready to retire, what that date looks like, and if you're going to do a full and complete retirement or you're going to do a hybrid / semi-retirement. Me personally, I'm not ready to quit working. No, I'm not. I don't want to work for anybody else. I'm sick to death of being told what to do. I am ready to be my own boss. Now, I have a plan in place. I know my plan, and I'm working my plan. I'm planning the work, and I'm working the plan. So I'm here to help you figure this out as well. But let's unpack this a little bit more, because this Forbes article was disturbing. I'll leave the information in the description below if you want to go check it out yourself. A little concerning. So let's start with how much you spend right now, what it takes every month. And keep in mind that when you do retire or semi-retire, a lot of expenses you currently have to pay and you've been paying for the last 30, 40, 50 years with your work life are going to disappear. They're no longer going to be required. We're talking professional clothing, dry cleaning, transportation in excess. I've got a 150-mile-a-day round-trip commute. I burn through a minimum of 3 tanks of gas a week. So that gets to evaporate. But let's talk about some of the things you're going to pick up. I've also done a hard look at my subscriptions, and this would be everything from food delivery to convenient streaming services to some of the apps that I pay for because I use them for note-taking or dictation, etc. With knowing what your numbers are today, you can figure out what your retirement budget's going to be. And that is going to be the key that unlocks the door to your confidence to tell you when you can retire or when you can move into a hybrid, quasi-retirement. Now, you may not be wanting to fully quit working. Like I said, I'm ready to quit working for somebody else, so I'm building my side hustles and my consulting services now so I can conveniently transition into those when the time comes. So if you want to start thinking about how you can monetize a lot of what you already know how to do, down in the description, I've got a couple of freebies for you. One, I've got Master Your Money Plan. This is a basic budgeting starter workbook for you to go and grab to start figuring out what your expenses are today. Start laying them out so you can lay eyes on them and determine what you can start streamlining, getting rid of. You might have some redundancy. I still had 2 or 3 grocery delivery services from the pandemic when I took my first look at this a while back. And so hack. Probably blew a couple $100 a year in those. But awareness, made the plan, worked the plan, got rid of them, and now that money is going into my budget for other things. Paying off debt if you've got that. I'm stacking up cash because when I make my jump, if it's before age 65, I know that I'm going to have to pay for my own health care. Now, health care and health care cost are two different animals. In my retirement resource center at my website, where you're going to find the Master Your Money Plan, you're also going to find the health care workbook, which will actually walk you through that as well. You'll be surprised at what you're spending in healthcare cost over and above your insurance premiums, etc., if you're paying those, or copays, and your prescriptions. There's some things you can do there as well. So go grab that one. That one's free. But for those of you who want to keep working, you're trying to figure out how and what you can do to make money on your own time and in your own hours, Life Experiences to Income Workbook. And this is for everybody. I don't care if you've worked outside the house or you spent your entire last 40, 50 years managing your family and your home, raising your kids, supporting the family members that needed support, etc. Once you figure out what your retirement budget is going to be, we're then going to figure out what you got for retirement. So go to the Social Security website. You're probably going to have to sign up if you haven't already, but you can identify exactly what they say they're going to pay you at the different ages that you can collect Social Security starting at age 62. I always thought I would collect at 62. Why wait? It's not going to be around. But I found out if I wait till 67, yeah, my check is bigger, but it serves me better for the long term. You do you, but you need to go figure out what that number is. And then you're going to start writing down where you currently have retirement funds stashed away. Do you have a pension somewhere? Do you have a whole life policy you've been waiting to cash out because it's got a cash value? Do you have 401ks, IRAs, Roths, whatever, stocks, bonds, whatever you may have? Let's start listing them down. For those of you who are really ready to figure out what your retirement is going to look like, if you wanted to retire tomorrow, I've got the Retirement Reality Reset Kit. It's a 30-day exercise to walk you through this. If you'll go to my website, it'll take you there. There's also a corresponding spreadsheet that is just plug and play. You work the workbook, you put your numbers into the appropriate slots in the spreadsheet, and just like magic, it spits you out what you need to know. But that product is going to help you really take the deep dive and figure out if you've got enough or what you need to what your gap is between having enough and what you've got. Now, I am not a financial advisor. I'm learning on my feet, and I'm bringing you guys this information as I discover it. But I will tell you, there is a program out there that I highly recommend. I do not represent them. I am not an affiliate, but my husband and I use this program. I personally adore it. It will walk you through the next 20, 30, 40 years, however long you anticipate living, or if you're doing an early retirement in your 40s or 50s, you're going to have a longer length of time to which your money needs to work for you and be around. So this program is called Boldin, B-O-L-D-I-N, I believe. It's phenomenal. They do have a free version, but their tiered paid version, well worth the cost. I highly encourage you. It will build in cost of living increases between now and said departure time, but it gives you the confidence and, dare I say, no, it's not pride. It's going to give you the confidence, period, end of story, of knowing that your numbers are enough, or that you do need to continue working a few more years, whether it's full-time or a few additional years at part-time to close that gap. So for me, if I don't take Social Security until later in my 60s, I may need to continue creating a monthly income just so I'm not draining my retirement accounts as quickly between now and me collecting Social Security. So find out what that number is. That can also give you a target on if you're going to collect $1,800, $2,200 at age 67 instead of age 62, well then maybe that's your target number that you need to make every month. So Life Experiences to Income Workbook can help you figure out how you can do that and not have to keep working for somebody else. Once you know your retirement budget, this is critical. You have got to start living on that now. It's going to do a couple of things for you. First thing it's going to do is give you the confidence it's legit. while you're still working in your regular job and living off your retirement budget, you can tweak the retirement budget to add a little bit more in, or maybe there's too much there and you want to pull some of that back so that you can then use that money to pay off debt or build up your cash fund. But it gives you flexibility. The flip side of that is you say, okay, here's my retirement budget. I'm done. Bye-bye. I'm out of here. And then you find out you can't live off this. It's too restrictive. It doesn't pay everything. You forgot this, this, and this. So start living on your retirement budget now. Stress test it. Add in your retirement budget your health care cost. When you're 65 and we get Medicare, we're still going to be out of pocket some of our health care costs. So you need to start figuring that out. Your prescriptions, that workbook over in the Retirement Resource Center at my website, there we go. The health cost workbook is a phenomenal tool, because everything's phenomenal. But it really is a great tool if you've not really taken a deep dive into what healthcare costs mean to you. But you've got to accommodate those in your retirement budget. So start stress testing your retirement budget today. It will give you that confidence. It'll give you the availability and the ability to start tweaking it now, so that when you're ready to retire, you know you only have to do it the one time. And at the end of the day, your retirement budget number, your freedom number, that's the number that you choose, because you know your life. And it doesn't have to be $1 million plus, but that's the number that you choose to live on every month, because that's going to give you the life that you want to live. Now, are we out there having champagne dreams and caviar nights, or whatever the saying was? Not necessarily. Maybe occasionally for a spontaneous celebration. Yes, there will be a couple of exotic trips down the road for me, but I just want my freedom. That's what I'm retiring to, is my freedom. What are you retiring to? Leave down in the comments, let me know. I'm Jen. I got a little to say about a lot of stuff. Everything has to do with retirement. Everything has to do with retirement, the dollars and the cents. Keep coming back. I post on Saturdays and Wednesdays, and the Jigger of Gens, when I have just got to get something passionately off my chest into you to start thinking about. Like, share, subscribe. Keep coming back. I'll see you soon. Stop recording. You're going to pick up more time. Me? I did I crunched the numbers on that. From the time I leave my house to the time I get back, I am gone 12 hours a day at a minimum. Matter of fact, it's more than that. I think the whole grand total is 14 hours a day. So that's going to be a plus. So can I start cooking for myself at home more often? Can I make my own coffee before I leave? Yeah, I can do all of that. So those are expenses that are going to dial down. I'm finding better deals out there, or finding free products that I can use instead. So as you dive into the numbers you need right now, it's going to open up all these opportunities for you to start figuring out better ways to spend your money. Because I personally would rather move products, do away with streaming services that bring me absolutely no entertainment value and no joy, than keep working another day longer than I have to.